Hello everyone, in this video we will study about SMTP, Simple Mail Transfer Protocol. So what is SMTP? SMTP is a set of communication guidelines that allow software to transmit an electronic mail, email, over the internet, which is called SMTP. So it is a program used for sending messages to other computer users based on email addresses. It provides a mail exchange between users on the same or different computers, and it also supports that it can send a single message to one or more recipients. Sending message can include the text, voice, and video graphics. It can also send the messages on the networks outside the network. The main purpose of SMTP is used to set up communication rules between servers. The server have a way of identifying themselves and announcing what kind of communication they are trying to perform. They also have a way of handling the errors such as incorrect email address. So now we have the fundamentals of SMTP. SMTP is an application layer protocol. The clients who wants to send the mail opens a TCP connection to the SMTP server and sends the mail across the connection. The SMTP server is always on listening mode as soon as it listens a TCP connections from any client. The SMTP process initiates a connection on the port. After successfully establishing the TCP connection, the client processor sends the mail instantly. So SCP model is of two types: end-to-end method and store and forward method. So in end-to-end method, the end-to-end model is used to communicate between different organizations, whereas the store and forward method are used within an organization. SMTP client who wants to send the mail will contact the destination's host SMTP directly in order to send the mail to the destination. The SMTP server will keep the mail to itself until it is successfully copied to the receiver's SMTP. The client SMTP is the one which initiates the session. Let us call it as the client SMTP, and the server SMTP is the one which responds to the session request, and let us call it as receiver SMTP. The client SMTP will start the session and the receiver SMTP will respond the request. Now we have model of SMTP system. We have a sender and receiver. Sender is at a terminal and receiver is also at the terminal position. Sender sends the mail by agent, and at the client side, message transfer agent sends it to the server MTA and back to the user agent and the receiver side. So this is the working and mechanism of the SMTP protocol. Both the SMTP client and the SMTP server should have two components: user agent and local MTA. So communication between sender and the receiver. Now how the SMTP works. First, We will break the SMTP client and the SMTP server into the components such as user agent and the mail transfer agent MTA. The user agent prepares the message and creates the envelope and then puts the message in the envelope. The mail transfer agent transfers this mail across the internet. Now, SMTP allows a more complex system by adding a relaying system. Instead of just having one MTA at sending side and one at receiving side, more MTAs can be added, acting either as a client or a server to relay the mail. The relaying system without TCP/IP protocol can also be used to send the emails to the users. This is achieved by the use of the email gateway. The email gateway is a relay MTA that can be used to receive an email. So, how the SMTP works? A user sends an email by composing an electronic mail message using a mail user agent MTA. Mail user agent is a program which is used to send and receive mail. The message contains two parts, body and the header. The body is the main part of the message, while the header includes information such as the sender and recipient's address. The header also includes descriptive information such as the subject of the message. Now, next step is submission of mail. After composing an email, the mail client then submits the completed email to the SMTP server by using SMTP on TCP port 25. Delivery of mail. Email addresses contain two parts, username of the recipients and the domain name. So if the domain name of the recipient's email address is different from the sender's domain name, then the mail will send the mail to the mail transfer agent to relay the email. The MTA will found the target domain. Now, the processing of mail and the receipt of mail. Once the incoming message is received, the exchange server delivers it to the incoming server, which stores the email where it waits for the user to retrieve it. And the last one is retrieval of mail. The stored email can be retrieved by using mail user agent MTA, and MTA can be accessed by using login and password. So these were the steps of the working of SMTP using user agent and the local MTA.